Climate of Iraq, Dr.Mohammed Azeez Saeed, Salahaddin University-Erbil. Republic of Iraq. Iraq is an almost landlocked country lying between Turkey on the north, Iran on the east, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait on the south, and Jordan and Syria on the west. It has a very short coastlines on the Arabian or Persian Gulf. Most of the country is flat and low-lying and consists of the low plateau of the Syrian and Arabian deserts to the west and in central Iraq, the broad valleys of the rivers Tigris and Euphrates, ancient Mesopotamia, the country between the two valleys. These rivers enter the Gulf in a combined stream, the Shatt al-Arab near Basra. Upon Geiger classification of climate of Iraq, Iraq can be divided in three different climate zones. The climate of the western and southwestern areas can be classified as BWH climate, a hot, dry desert climate with an annual average temperature above 18 degrees C. A small zone between the Persian Gulf, the Turkish border in the east of in the north of Iraq can be classified as BSH climate, a hot, dry climate with the annual average temperature above 18 degrees centigrade. The mountains regions of northern Iraq Kurdistan region can be classified as DSA climate, a cold snow climate with dry summers and wet winters with the warmest months over 22 degrees centigrade and the coldest month below -10 degrees centigrade. In general, climate of Iraq is of the type arid, semi-arid continental climate. This image shows the map of Iraq with the three different climatic regions: arid, desert, semi-arid, steppe, and Mediterranean region. The north of Iraq, Kurdistan, is a mountainous and the climate is similar to that found in the mountains of western Iran. The western desert region and Mesopotamia have a very harsh climate with a marked contrast between the extremely hot, sunny, and dry summers and cooler winters when some rain falls. Iraq experiences some of the highest temperatures anywhere in the world. These scorching conditions are often accompanied by a persistent dusty Hajjaj, northwesterly wind, the Shamal, which adds to the unpleasantness. Heat exhaustions and even heat stroke are hazards in Iraq. In winter, Kurdistan region falls under the influence of Mediterranean cyclones that moves east to northeast over the region. The Arabian Sea cyclones moves northward, passing over the Gulf, carrying a great amount of moisture, causing large amount of precipitation over the region. The European cyclones. Occasionally, the region also becomes under the influence of European winter cyclones moving eastward to the southeast part of Turkey and extends over the mountainous regions of Kurdistan region, that's North Iraq, bringing substantial amount of rain and snow. In summer, the region falls under the influence of subtropical high-pressure belts and Mediterranean anticyclones. The subtropical high-pressure centers that moves from west to north and northeast, passing over the Arabian Peninsula and brings sand and dust to the region. Rainfall. Usually the precipitation occurs as rain at the lower elevations and snow and rain at higher elevation. Precipitation increases from the southwest to the northeast, reaches to an annual average over 1,200 millimeters in the highlands of the region. The precipitation season begins at mid-October and continues to late May. This is a rainfall recorder or totalizer, a rain gauge used to collect daily amount of rainfall installed in northern Iraq cities. In August 2007, Salahaddin University-Erbil in Iraq has installed an automatic weather station manufactured by ELE International UK. This AWS is recording hourly data of the meteorological parameters at 2 meters and 10 meters above the ground level. The temperature. The maximum daily temperature may reach as high as 40 degrees centigrade in hot summer periods in most parts of Iraq, while the minimum daily temperature can drop to minus 10 degrees C in cold winters in high mountain regions, especially in Penguin area. This graph shows the annual temperature range in northern parts of Iraq. The temperature range means highest temperature minus lowest recorded temperature. There is no great difference in summer temperatures from north to south, but temperatures are distinctly lower and more pleasant at this time in the Kurdistan Mountains. Winters are very mild in the south, but become cooler toward the north. Frost and snow occasionally occurs at low levels in the north, and snowfall may be heavy in Kurdistan. Most of the country has a desert or steppe climate with annual rainfall well below 200 millimeters, which is about 8 inches. Only in the northern plains around Mosul and Kirkuk and in the Kurdistan Mountains, precipitation becomes heavier. This graph shows the rainfall isohedges, that's lines of equal rainfall also in the northern part of Iraq. The summer months from May to September are virtually rainless, and the heaviest precipitation comes between December and March. Melting snow in spring in the mountains of Turkey, Iran, and Kurdistan causes the rivers Tigris and Euphrates to flood in a spectacular manner between March and May, at a time when the long, hot, dry summer in Iraq is beginning. The climate of Baghdad is representative of conditions around the year in most of the lowland Iraq. That for Basra shows the higher summer humidity in the south, where the summer heat is even more oppressive. Conditions in northern plains are similar to those for Deir al-Zur in Syria. Thank you very much for your listening.